I'm Cynthia Aguirre, and here are your headlines from North Texas. A wildfire in Palo Pinto has burned 50,000 acres and sparked several evacuations. We know the fire has destroyed multiple structures, including this home you see here on fire. Worth Ranch is a beloved scouting camp. It is reporting several structures on its campground sustained catastrophic damage, but no injuries have been reported. Our Aaron Heft is on the ground in Palo Pinto County to explain how this wildfire just blew up within hours and how tough it's been for firefighters.
Erratic and aggressive. That's how state officials are addressing the conditions of the Ross fire. You can see this is one of those road closures within the fire zone. The fire aggressively burning behind us. You can just see the plumes coming off of these burn scars. Winding our way back into the burn scar, scorched earth covering tens of thousands of acres. We made it over this hill to find homes surrounded by char marks and completely untouched.
Property owner would be appropriate.
It's here we met Justin Lane, the property owner for the last 27 years. He wasn't sure his home would make it. The cameras on the property cut out last night around 3 o'clock in the morning, and yet here everything stands.
On the hill, we saw it come over the hill, and then about 3:30 in the morning, and that's when we thought we lost the houses. And we got here at 7 this morning, and we were shocked that we had houses.
Though we turn our back and the Ross fire burns just several hundred yards away from where we stood for our interview. With changing conditions, the numbers are also changing. State and county officials are tracking those. We will bring you the latest as we receive them. And their top priorities, according to the county, they're saying lives and structures. In Palo Pinto County, I'm Aaron Heft.
We have new insight on how flock cameras are used. Police see it as a good tool to track down criminals. But as more cameras get installed, some residents are concerned about privacy and how that data could be misused. Scoop Jefferson took those concerns to Fort Worth's police chief.
Flock cameras are watching roads all across Fort Worth, and the city's top cop wants you to know officers are being watched too. He's also sharing exactly how his department uses flock cameras.
Misuse certainly hurts the credibility of departments that do that.
Fort Worth Police Chief Eddie Garcia answered our tough questions about how his department uses flock cameras.
What type of data do flock cameras collect?
Also known as automated license plate readers.
What state it's registered to, it'll tell us the different markings on the car.
Fort Worth PD's nearly 300 flock cameras stores your data for 30 days. That includes this southwest side camera just installed at Alta Mesa and Crowley Road, spotted right away by Jimmy Taylor, who we met wearing a Second Amendment t-shirt.
Our amendments state that, hey, we should be able to drive where we want to drive without law enforcement, FBI, or CIA, or whoever else.
But Chief Garcia argues,
since 2020, this department's made over 2,200 arrests that have had the assistance from this type of technology.
Including the May 2024 case where police say a flock camera located a shooting suspect who also opened fire on an officer before his arrest. And because of public concerns about misuse, Garcia just sent this video message to every officer.
We're holding ourselves accountable.
Accountable to people like Jimmy Taylor, who says this about flock cameras solving crimes.
As far as child abductions and stuff like that, if they get the kids back, maybe it'll work.
But Taylor still doesn't want his vehicle information collected randomly by police. In Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
It has been nearly 7 years since a Fort Worth police officer shot and killed Atatiana Jefferson in her own home, and the city council just approved one of the largest settlements in history. Brittany Costello is in Tarrant County, where she spoke with Jefferson's family about what this moment means.
Today, Fort Worth City Council unanimously approved a more than $11 million settlement for the family of Atatiana Jefferson. It's one of the largest in history. Today, family members say they hope it sends an even bigger message.
The vote before council on Tuesday was quick.
Motion carries.
Nothing like the many years it took for Atatiana Jefferson's family to get here.
Has it been hard? Absolutely. If my sister was here and it was me on the other end, I know that she would be fighting for me.
Atatiana's sister, Ashley Carr, says it's been a fight for justice after Jefferson was shot and killed in her family's home by a Fort Worth police officer in 2019. The convicted former officer Aaron Dean shot her through their window, Jefferson had been playing video games with her 8-year-old nephew.
We are grateful that, the city understood that there was a wrong done.
James Smith was their neighbor at the time, and the man who called for a welfare check, something he told council Tuesday, still haunts him.
I'll still have to live with, I'm going to say, the guilt of this incident.
He brought a pillow with Atatiana's picture and a Say Her Name shirt to stand in support of the settlement.
And it shouldn't have taken 7 years to get to this point.
Councilman Chris Nettles.
We know that this amount of money is not necessarily justice to her life, but it's what we can do as a council.
Carr says it represents more than money.
Going forward, this is how you should do right by the families in this process.
She hopes the settlement ends the fight with the city. She says she will never stop advocating for her sister.
I miss my sister. There's never no closure for that.
In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
A woman suspected of killing her police officer husband in Massachusetts was found dead, ending a week-long search. The mental health advocate is believed to have committed suicide. Kevin Reese spoke to her in Dallas about her work 4 years before her death.
This is the last video of Karen Solomon alive, walking away from her Worcester, Massachusetts home where her police officer husband, Kurt Solomon, was found shot dead.
We will not stop until we find her.
The hunt for her as the suspect in his death would last nearly a week.
I can't believe
this was Karen Solomon 4 years ago, here in Dallas. My conversation with her about her nonprofit called First Help, focusing on helping families after one of the leading causes of death for first responders, suicide.
I have attempted suicide 3 times in my life, so I know what it's like to be there, and I know how hard that is.
She would write 2 books about the topic, offer her support to hundreds of first responder families across the United States.
So what they're going to get here is they're going to get love, they're going to get support, they're going to get understanding.
Is the caller a male or a female?
It was a female. Her voicemail on her phone says it's Karen Solomon.
6 days after that call in Massachusetts, Karen Solomon's body was found Monday in a city park, a gun by her side.
We believe this case is a tragic murder-suicide.
The Worcester, Massachusetts police chief says the Solomons had no history of domestic violence. The Solomon family did release a statement speaking to their confusion and grief. The nightmare of the past week, they wrote, has left our family heartbroken and rudderless. They and a heartbroken police force now search for the reasons a woman who fought so hard to combat suicides appears to have taken 2 of the lives she was most trying to save. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.